Hello, College of the Desert students. Wendy Ansley here, kinesiology professor at College of the Desert. Hey, we have a shorter flow today built around consistency. Consistency is an incredible principle that we can talk to that relates to yoga and fitness and movement and mobility and flexibility and simply feeling better in the body, the mind, and the spirit. When you look at fitness goals, the most important component is consistency. Consistency is paired with discipline, and yes, it is the key to success in so many aspects of our life. Whether it's how, with our friendships, right? Being consistent and being there for a friend is so important. Whether it's going after your educational goals, your dreams, your career goals, consistency and discipline is in there. Discipline and consistency are like the foundation for success, okay? You don't have to be extreme. You just have to be consistent. When you look at your overall health and wellness goals, consistency is that huge building block. And with that, some principles for consistency are to start simple. Simple, profound movements give us so much in life. The second one is to make movement a part of your day. Every day, movement, that is consistency. The third one is learn more about your body, learn more about movement, learn more about nutrition. And the fourth one, and I love this, is to find sources of motivation. To read, to write, to journal, to be excited about practicing and applying movement. So let's get on with this flow for yoga for consistency. Let's start off with 2 cleansing breaths. So we're at the edge of our mat. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. If you want to utilize the blocks to help you reach the ground and to provide a prop, please go ahead and utilize them. So if I was to give an example, I'll set a few right here. I'll set right here. Maybe I like to turn a little bit lower here. But just as an example, we're going to start off with 2 quarter sun salutations. Awaken the arches, spread those toes. Inhale, draw those arms up, belly button to the spine, fingertips towards the ceiling. Exhale, we're going to swan dive down, touching the blocks here. Let's do a little dynamic forward fold, heel and toe, beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to the shins, thighs, or the ground. Gaze forward and down. Exhale, forward fold. Come more to that midfoot, hips over the ankles and the knees. Gently swan dive up, open the chest, open the heart. Exhale, heart centered. I'm going to move the blocks a little bit out of my way. Another little quarter sun salutation. Inhale, draw those arms up. Energy out the fingertips. Exhale, swan dive down. Let's do a little dynamic forward fold, heel and toe, beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift, tailbone out and back. Exhale, come into a little forward fold, hips over the ankles and the midfoot. Gently bend the knees, swan dive up, open the chest, open the heart. Exhale, heart centered. Beautiful. I'm just going to adjust my props here. As we get onto this flow, and I worked on this flow for a week or so, and I shared it with some of my family and friends. But as we get started with our practice, I want you to fold your hands here, heart centered, Anjali Mudra, and lower your head to your fingertips here. And just take a moment to offer this practice for someone, a family, a friend, someone you know that might need positive energy and encouragement. Gently look up. Good. And let's get started. Rooting through the four corners of the feet, either feet together or hip width apart. That's up to you. Pada Bandha. Lift those arches. Inhale, draw those arms up, shoulders away from the ears. Draw length, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, swan dive down into our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, tailbone out and back. On the exhale, we're going to frame the feet. We're stepping back into Falakasana Plank. Talk about consistency. The plank is so important, core stability. Shoulders over the heels of the hand here. Heels over the balls of the feet. We're drawing the belly button to the spine, and we're lightly doming the upper back. And we're going to stay here several breaths where we simply inhale, exhale through the nose, building upon core stability. And this is where I want you to engage those quadriceps too. The whole body is engaged. Gently lowering to the knees, so we're in tabletop here. Hips are over the knees, we're tucking the toes, shoulders over the palms here, the heel of the hand here. Little dynamic expression. Inhale, we drop the chest, the tailbone comes out, we look up. Exhale, we push away, tailbone comes in, belly button to the spine. Inhale, drop the chest, tailbone out. Exhale, push away, tailbone in. Inhale, drop the chest, tailbone out. Exhale, draw the belly button in, tailbone in. Inhale, drop the chest, tailbone out. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, drop the chest, tailbone out. Exhale, round the back. Come into just tabletop here. Beautiful. From here, we're going to explore Anahatasana, puppy dog pose. Walk those hands out. Those palms are about shoulder width apart. We keep the hips over the knees here. And we tuck the toes. We're going to rest the forehead onto the ground. This is a beautiful pose here to open up the shoulders and nourish the spine here. Beautiful. Feel those shoulders opening. Feel that stretch from the armpits. Beautiful. And breathe into those muscles, releasing up and down the spine. If you can, I like to go a little bit lower, heart melting pose, lowering my chest and chin to the ground. We're going to stay here several breaths. Gently release, walk those hands back a few inches, maybe. Here's tabletop. Walk those palms forward a few inches in front of that. Lead with those hips. Let's spread those fingers. Press through the palms. Spread those fingers. Root through all the fingers. The second and third finger a little bit more. Draw the shoulder blades down the back ribs, and the feet are hip width apart. I want you just to kind of firm those thighs. We're in our first down dog, Adho Mukha here. And we're going to stay here several breaths. Good. Breathe into any stiffness, any pain. This is one of yoga's biggest postures, down dog, and it truly speaks to the heart of consistency. Transition forward. We're going to come up on the balls of the feet. We're going to walk the feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Either hands to the shins, thighs, or the ground. Exhale, come into forward fold, Uttanasana. Come more to that midfoot and feel those hamstrings opening up. Gently bend the knees, swan dive up, and this is where we open the chest, open the heart, gaze up, look up. Exhale, heart centered. Cleansing breath, inhale, exhale. Building upon this. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Energy out the fingertips. Draw length in the spine. Exhale, swan dive down into a little forward fold. Inhale, halfway lifts, hands to the shins, thighs, or the ground. On the exhale, framing the feet, we're going to step back into Falakasana, core awakening. Beautiful. Engage the shoulders, eye of the elbows forward, belly button to the spine. Active quadriceps. Awesome. Working on elements of core and even our transitions. We're going to draw the right knee to the chest and nose. This is where I want you to round that upper back. And now we're going to take the right knee diagonal to the left tricep. Beautiful. And now to the right tricep. Beautiful. Inhale as we come back into plank here. On the exhale, round that upper back, draw the left knee to the chest and the nose. Now to take the left knee to the right tricep diagonal, and now to the left tricep as we step back into plank. Big inhale, beautiful. On the exhale, draw the right knee to the chest and nose, round that back. Draw the right knee to the left tricep and to the right tricep. Step back into plank. Draw the left knee to the chest and the nose. Beautiful. The left knee to the right tricep. The left knee to the left tricep. Beautiful. Transition, come back into Falakasana. Belly button to the spine. Lightly dome the upper back. That was good practice to work on a little bit of our transitions and core agility. Stay here several more breaths. Talk about consistency. Falakasana Plank. Gently lower the knees. Tabletop here, tuck those toes. So much of this movement originates from cat and cow. Inhale, the tailbone comes up and we look up. Beautiful. Exhale, tailbone comes in and we round the back. So much of that movement originates from the pelvis. Inhale, drop the chest, tailbone out, look up. Exhale, connect to the breath. The breath, round the back. Inhale, drop the chest, look up. Exhale, round the back. Several more. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, drop the chest. Exhale, round the back. One more. Inhale, drop the chest. Exhale, round the back. Come into just neutral tabletop. Anahatasana, walk those hands forward, puppy dog pose, hands shoulder width apart, press through those palms. If some of you have a hard time getting the forehead to the ground, you can utilize a block here. Beautiful, press through those palms, draw length in the shoulders. The shoulder blades, the lower tips almost come towards one another here. Beautiful. If we can, we lower the chest and the chin, heart melting pose, nourishing that mid-thoracic spine here. Breathe evenly to the muscles up and down the spine. Transition, walk those hands back into tabletop. Walk those hands forward a few inches. Lead with those hips, come into down dog. Press through those palms, draw length in the spine. Feet are going to stay together in down dog. Press those heels closer to the ground. On this transition, the feet are together in down dog for this transition. Beautiful. Inhale, we're going to draw that right leg up to hip height. A one-legged down dog about hip height. Connect to that right leg, back leg straight and strong. On the exhale, draw the right knee to the chest and the nose around the upper back. Place the right foot next to the right hand. Lower the back knee to the ground. 1 to 2 dynamics. Now inhale, root into the ground with both feet. Draw length in the spine and really breathe into that back left hip. Beautiful hip and shoulder opener. Find your stability as you root through the four corners of the front foot. Continue to press through the top of the back foot. Draw length in the spine. Inhale, exhale through the nose. Gently release, lower the hands, maybe to the hips here. Now frame the foot here. Draw that back left knee under the hip and tuck the toes. We're preparing for Sukha Trikonasana. Left knee under the hip. Now the right arm joins forces. It's touching that right leg, and I'm pressing the palm into the ground as I'm coming into a lateral flexion in Sukha Trikonasana. Hands towards the ceiling. If the neck bothers you, you can gaze at the ground or gaze straight ahead. But if you can, gaze up. Find that energy as you push into the ground, creating length, lateral flexion of the spine. Stay here several breaths. Gently release. Lower the left hand here. We're going to frame that right foot. And now we're exploring revolved easy triangle. So we're going to press that left hand into the ground. It's right under the shoulder. We're going to draw that right arm up. I kind of pin that right hip back a little bit. Continue shoulder over one another, fingertips to the ceiling. If your neck does not bother you, you may gaze up and continue to draw kind of those left bottom ribs forward. Way to revolve and move that spine. That's what's beautiful about yoga. We move in incredible, beautiful directions. Gently lower the hand, maybe to the hip, or frame the foot here now. Transition back into down dog, feet hip width apart. Cleansing breath here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. On the down dog transition, the feet are together. Feet are together in down dog. Inhale, draw that left leg up to hip level. On the exhale, round the back, belly button to the spine, your knee towards the nose. Place the left foot next to the left hand here. Lower the back knee to the ground, hands to the hips. 1 to 2 dynamics. Now inhale, roots. Press to the top of the back foot. Find that balance in that front foot. Draw those arms up. Continue to draw that left hip back, kind of that right hip forward. Beautiful low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Stay here several breaths. Gorgeous. Lower the hands. Hands to the hips or frame the foot. Draw that back right knee under the hip, tuck those toes. Sukha Trikonasana. Left arm, it actually touches that left leg. We press the palm into the ground. We draw that right arm up. If the neck does not bother us, we can gaze up, look up as we come into this lateral expression of the spine. What a beautiful way to warm up. Stay here several breaths. Lower that right hand either to the hip or we frame the foot here. Beautiful. We press that right hand now into the mat here under the shoulder. Revolved easy triangle. The left arm comes up. This is where we kind of pin that left hip back just a bit. And we draw the right bottom ribs forward. Just a revolved motion. We gaze up if we can. We look up if the neck doesn't bother us. What a beautiful way to warm up the spine. Yoga for consistency for our practice today. Beautiful. Lower the hand. Frame the foot. On the exhale, we're kind of walking back here. Inhale, we come into down dog. This is where we're pressing through the palms. We're drawing length. We're firming those thighs. Now we're going to come to another expression of down dog. We're going to bend the knees and we're drawing the chest to the thighs, and we're doing that here. We're almost taking the pressure off of the back here. We're really engaging the back without the hamstrings into place. So we're really coming in, just releasing the back here without the hamstrings. Stay here several breaths. Transition, we're going to walk the hands and feet towards one another at the same time. Inhale, halfway lift, back is flat, tailbone out. Exhale, forward fold. Let's awaken those wrists. I want you to take Pada Hastasana. Let's place the feet, the hands under the feet here. And we're pressing the feet into the palms. We're bending those elbows. Good, good, good. And we're lifting the palms. And when we're doing that, a little wrist flexibility, a little wrist strength here as we prepare to have strong wrists in our life. Wrist relief, this is called. Lift the palms, press the feet into the palms. And just connect to the breath. Inhale, exhale through the nose. Gently bend the knees, release that grip here. Gently bend the knees, swan dive up. Again, this is where we open the chest, open the heart. Exhale, heart centered. Still reflecting, carrying our intention with us. And we're going to build on this yoga for consistency. Rooting through the four corners of the right foot. Let's start with the right hand on the hip. Engage, the leg is strong. We're drawing that left leg up, maybe clasping around the left shin here. We're keeping that right femur head in, it's not out. Good. We're rooting through the four corners of the right foot. Connecting on balance. Connecting on integration of the core. Let's draw both arms up. On the transition, maybe we take the hands to the hips as we come back to crescent moon. Let's do the front leg is parallel to the ground here. Knee is pointed straight ahead. And we're onto the ball of the back foot, almost towards the pinky toe side of that back foot. Good. Let's draw that left arm forward. Beautiful. Feel that left hip come forward. Now that right arm meets it, let's find strength. Arms up, belly button to the spine. Engage that right hip, and that back leg is straight and strong. If we can, without our shoulders being too tight, we can draw the palms together. We can keep our arms shoulder width apart. We gaze forward. We're building strength. Beautiful high lunge. A consistent, beautiful movement. On the exhale, we're dropping that back foot. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. I want that front knee going towards that pinky toe. You draw that front sitting bone kind of back and in, almost center. But we continue to press outer edge of the back foot and we gaze over that right hand. Strength, beauty. Press outer edge of the back foot, root through the four corners of the front foot. Knee towards that pinky toe. Feel that right hip opening, but feel that back leg doing the exact opposite. 2 lines of energy. Transition, we're going to adjust that front foot, Prasarita stance, rotate those big toes in slightly. Clasp those hands behind. Feel the shoulder blades come towards one another. Inhale, create length. Exhale, come forward. Think about the hands coming towards the ground here. Head through those arms. Head through the legs, I want to say here. Try to get the hands towards the ground. Beautiful. Continue to grow this Prasarita stance. Come more to that midfoot. Press outer edges of the feet. Breathe into those hamstrings. Gently release, hands under the shoulders. We're kind of quarter turning this right foot, and we're pressing outer edge of this left foot as we're rocking forward and back in Skandasana. Good. You can really feel the adductors, those inner groins. And now we're going to take that left heel, and the toes are up. Eventually, some of us might be able to lower the right heel. We just don't collapse into the ground. We maybe keep our hands out in front of us if we have a hard time. This is ankle mobility as well. And eventually, yes, elbow on the inside. I love it. And can we grow the pose? Many of us, we're going to just do options here. Notice my right arm is in front of the right shin, and I draw that left arm up. Good, a little more lateral torso rotation. Just adding something for all my levels here. I might take that left hand to the sacrum, keeping my right arm in front of the shin. Can I come in and clasp those fingers and come into a bind, gazing over the left shoulder? Gently release. Hands come back center. Quarter turn this left foot. We're rocking forward and back. We're pressing outer edge of that right foot. Eventually, I'm lowering the heels, the toes come up. Eventually, I'm lowering the foot, elbow on the inside. Beautiful. Posture straight and strong. Good. Just working on there. Everyday consistency, beautiful movement. Some of us, our hands are here. We're propping ourselves up. Some of us, we're just doing you. We're taking that left arm out. Maybe we're growing the pose. A little torso rotation. Right palm up, gaze up, look up. And something for some of us to work on, the right arm to the sacrum, keeping that left arm in front of the shin. We clasp those fingers and we grow this pose. It's beautiful. Skandasana. Beautiful. Hands come back under the shoulders here. Belly button to the spine. Back is flat. Inhale, root and rise. Beautiful. Heel toe together. Coming to the edge here. Let's build upon this. Root through the four corners of that left foot. Draw that right knee up, either clasp around the shin. Build upon strength. Some of us can work on drawing the arms up, integrating our core, finding our balance. On the transition back into crescent moon. Maybe hands come to the hips here, front leg parallel to the ground. Come onto the ball of the back foot, almost towards that pinky toe side just a little bit. Front leg parallel, beautiful. Draw that right arm to meet it and feel that right hip coming forward. Draw that left arm to meet it. Eventually, both arms up, finding strength, finding balance. If we can, palms together. Building upon this strength, this beautiful high lunge. Stay here several breaths. Drop the back foot. Prepare for Virabhadrasana 2. Knee towards that pinky toe. And draw that left sitting bone kind of back and in. Grow the pose. Press outer edge of the back foot. Feel that front hip opening. Beautiful. Two different lines of energy, yet balanced together. Cartwheel those hands, frame the foot, come into runner's pose. Back leg straight and strong, come onto the ball of the back foot. I'm on the fingertips here, beautiful. If we can, we're gonna come a little bit more towards that pinky toe side of the back foot. We're drawing that left arm up, reverse runner's lunge. Beautiful. Draw the belly button to the spine. The shoulders are over one another, and it's a really opening that mid-thoracic. It's a mid-thoracic mobility as well as that back hip rotating inward. Gently lowering the right knee to the ground. And we're going to try 3 times to bend that back foot till eventually can we clasp outer edge and draw the heel towards the buttocks here. And we're really working on that release of the hip flexor. I love it. Gently release. Frame the foot, runner's pose. Walk those hands towards the center, prasarita. Rotate those big toes in slightly, beautiful. Now adjust those hands, walk those hands over to the right, come into this runner's pose here. Firm that right hip, back leg straight and strong, a little bit more towards that pinky toe side of the back foot. Staying on those fingertips, let's do a revolved runner's pose. We draw that right arm up. Come more to that pinky toe, again, of that back leg. Rotate that left hip inward and feel, this is the rotation of the upper and the middle back. So proud of you guys. Lowering the back knee to the ground 3 times. Good. We're bending that back leg till eventually we clasp hold of the heel. I mean, the outer edge of the foot, I want to say, but yet draw the heel towards the buttocks. And it's important that we realize we're releasing that left quadricep, that major hip flexor. Breathe into that. Oh, beautiful. Gently release, runner's pose, back leg straight and strong. Walk those hands back to the center here. Shoulder over the hands here. Beautiful belly button to the spine. Let's walk those hands back, if we can, in line with those heels. And think about drawing the head through the legs. Breathing into those hamstrings. Breathing into the inner groins. Hands on the hips, belly button to the spine. Inhale, root and rise. Heel, toe it in. Beautiful. Cleansing breath. Inhale. Exhale. Coming to the edge of the mat, we're going to explore Urdhva Hastasana with the back bend. Let's take the feet maybe hip width apart, maybe a little bit wider, but rotate those big toes in slightly. So now we're going to do that energizing back bend. And I want you to lead with the upper and middle back and continue to press those hips forward. And when we come out of that pose, draw the head up last. This is energizing and powerful to move the spine in this direction. The feet are hip width apart or maybe a little bit wider, and kind of rotate those big toes in slightly to add length for the spine when we do that. Inhale, draw those arms up, palms touching. I like to take my thumb and index finger together, but whatever you like to do. You can gaze forward here at the beginning, but now I want you to gaze up. Lead with the upper and middle back. Keep those hips forward. Inhale, rise, head up last. Hands heart-centered. Beautiful. So we're going to try to hold for a few breaths when we get in there. Let's do cleansing breath. Inhale. Exhale. This is it, guys. Huge amounts of a little bit of a back, right? Energizing expression here. Inhale, arms up. Maybe thumb and index finger together. Now let's look up. Lead with the upper and middle back. Press those hips forward. Inhale, rise, head up last. Hands heart-centered. Cleansing breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. Let's gaze up, look up. Lead with the upper and the middle back. Inhale, rise. Hands heart-centered. Cleansing breath. Inhale. Exhale. So proud of you. Either feet together or hip width apart. Let's neutralize the spine. Yoga for consistency. We're kind of winding down. How do we neutralize the spine? Well, sometimes we just come back into Urdhva Hastasana. Draw those arms over the head. Belly button to the spine. Maybe a little posterior tilt of the pelvis. The tailbone kind of comes back just a bit. Draw length. Shoulders away from those ears. On the exhale, we're going to swan dive down into our forward fold. This neutralizes the spine, a little forward fold here. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to the shins, thighs, or the ground. Feel that tailbone out. On the exhale, we're going to frame the feet. We're stepping back into Falakasana. One more, kind of just engaging the core. Neutralizing the spine just a bit. It's a light core engagement. Dome the upper back, heels over the balls of the feet, engage the quadriceps. Gently lowering to the knees. We've been compressing the spine in those standing back bends. Now we're going to lengthen the spine, especially that mid-thoracic, which has a little bit of a rounded curvature, where now we're going to nourish it. So the Anahatasana, again, puppy dog pose, we walk those palms out, shoulder width apart, we press through those palms. We rest the forehead to the ground. Eventually, some of us may get the chest and chin to the ground. And this is where some of us, if we can, we're going to stay here a while. We're going to keep nourishing. A few of you might try this coordination. This is coordination. Extended puppy dog. We first lift the kneecaps, lift them up off the ground, and then we straighten the legs. So we first lift the knees, then we straighten the legs. Let's just take, obviously you have to get your chest and chin to the ground first. Wherever we are in puppy dog, we're going to stay here. 10 breaths. Eventually getting closer to the chest and chin to the ground. Some of you working on the extended puppy dog. Picking the knees up, straightening those legs, but we're all nourishing that mid-thoracic area. We're opening the chest, we're opening the shoulders. And we're nourishing the blood flow up and down the spine. Gently lower the knees. Walk those hands back. Sending those hips towards the heels. Let's do wide-legged child's pose. Big toes touching. Widen the knees, making room for the torso. Palms again, shoulder width apart. Rest the forehead to the ground. Tuck the chin in just slightly. Lengthen the spine and just breathe evenly. The fruits of the labors will rest here. Beautiful. The fruits of consistency, I want to call that. I love it. And preparing for our Shavasana. Maybe we'll take the Shavasana on the stomach. You can go on your stomach, your side, your back. When I go on my stomach, I sometimes like to kind of interlace my fingers and just rest my forehead there. And this is where we're going to regenerate our spirits here, our body, our minds, our spirits. And we carry with us our intention, our efforts. We're going to stay here as long as we can. With consistency and effort, it's always a way to ignite the light within us. When we consistently light our lights, it's easier, right? It's easier to find the light in others when we are the light. Stay here 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, however you need. Just regenerate, take a little nap.